I never lied where I came from. Texas had its place for me to find a home deep in my soul. I must know the world as a whole.
Hello, my name's Carol Coburn, and this is Creative's Cornerstone. Today, my guest is Richard Watson from Richard Watson Music. Welcome, Richard.
Thank you for having me. I'm glad to be able to take a break from my busy fishing schedule and
Oh my
come do an
gosh.
interview.
Oh, we need to cover that busy fishing schedule.
Oh, tell me about it.
First, we're going to cover your creative artistry and the life you live within it.
Yeah.
First and foremost, I'd like to share with everybody that not only are you an incredible musician, singer songwriter, but you also crew on the set here at Creative's Cornerstone. One of the best decisions I ever made. Thank you so much for answering the call.
Well, thank you for having me. It is a pleasure. I really do enjoy doing like production stuff. This is where like I got my start in this, in the mid 2000s. So like 2006, I graduated from college and I have a degree in, production, and, I did it for a while and I kind of got away from it and I got into music, and everything. But my background is in this, so I'm very comfortable just stepping into this creative space, as you like to call it. So
I had no idea when I put the distress call and request out to you. My production manager, Jasmine Sims, she has said to me, she paid reference to finding her people when she began her creative endeavor here in Austin after relocating here, that she was looking for her people, her creative people. And I had kind of adapted to the creatives that were within the studio here who were going through the production classes and the certifications that I myself was. So that was where I started. But people have moved on, and we have been change in progress. And so I realized I needed to find my people. I needed to find our people that were as passionate about creating something special as Jasmine is, who is still with me. Thank you, Jasmine. And I put a call out to Richard and asked him if he'd be interested in helping with the show. And you answered, and I'm so grateful for your experience and your expertise and your passion to promote this industry.
well, I'm just glad to be able to come in and help. I know what it's like to be in a bad way, as far as like trying to make something happen and just not having the right people in the right place. Like I said, after I graduated college, I was in the film industry for like probably close to 10 years, working on films, and it was never anything big budget. It was always, like low budget,
Indie.
seat of your pants, fly by night type situation where, you jump on someone else's crew, they jump on your crew, and you just try to help each other out.
Right.
But it was always a struggle to like find enough people that knew what they were doing. You could always find people, but they weren't always necessarily the right people.
Or seasoned to what you needed
Yeah,
done.
they just weren't, and when you're working with that small of a crew and you're like that thin of a budget on everything, one wrong person in the wrong place can just ruin everything. And never out of spite, never out of maliciousness,
Certainly
just always
not.
just, out of just their own,
Well, we are working on building that family, that crew, and as we're building, very cohesive, and I love it. So let's get back to you and your music and your creativity. So what kind of music do you put out there?
Well, I'm a singer, songwriter. I write songs about real people, real stuff, real life stuff, Like most of the songs that I write are either about experience of my own or experiences that I've seen other people have, So,
Well, you tell some good stories
thank you.
with your music.
I've led an interesting life. I have a lot of experiences, good and bad, So, and I feel like that comes through in the songs that I
Absolutely.
write,
I have been watching you grow in your craft and in your creativity for several years now. You were on my Friday Night with Care show a few times, and my friend Jeremiah and I had gone out and seen you at various places. And I feel like I watched you go from someone who was very almost restricted, closed in, almost unsure of, or more timid. And then I feel like I've watched you grow into this confident musician. Your presence and your presentation of who you are has just really grown.
Well, I think a lot of that is just comes with experience and, like what they call it, the 10,000 hours of experience that people get before they master a subject. I don't know that I've got 10,000 hours, but I've certainly got a lot of, hours on stage. And whenever I look back on like the early days, like I've been doing this full time as a person who makes money as a job doing music now for going on 7, almost 8 years now. And
Yeah.
when I watch a video of me playing the first 2 or 3 years of me like performing on stage, it is very much like what you said,
Yeah.
a very closed off thing. I was slumped over, my shoulders were
Yes.
slumped. I was just
Yes.
like, I was so focused on like just trying to remember the words,
Right.
and
You were
that-
just very within yourself instead of, and you have quite literally, your presence on stage has quite literally, it now demands attention. It's not asking for it. It's not timidly asking, hold on a minute, put your fork down and hear what I'm saying,
yeah.
to a presence where people, shh, you want to listen.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's a lot of that is just based on like the venues that I've played over the years.
Oh,
if you just,
absolutely.
if you're just going to stand there and like whisper into the microphone, nobody's going to pay attention to you. You've got to be bold, and you've got to be like larger than life. I don't know how else to describe it. You got to be, you have
Confident.
to, you have to have
confident.
confidence, and I honestly think that's the biggest thing is, that I've done over the years is like, I'm confident. I know all my songs. I know that I'm good, whatever, I'm not
Yeah.
gonna like, no one, it's been a long time since I've seen someone get up and walk out while I'm performing because they didn't like what I was playing.
Yeah, no, I've gone to several places where you've been performing, and I really enjoy the. Plus, some of the shows that you have are kind of intimate shows. They're not in large, loud places. They're almost like listening room environments, so that it's really great that you're not competing with all the background noise of, let's say, a diner. And you're able to just sit and enjoy the show. And I really like that. I think was it Lockhart we came to see you
Yeah,
in?
we were at our friend's the Roll Fast Ranchware
Yes.
place. They had like a listening room type show.
Yes.
And we didn't even have a PA. It was just me and a guitar, and playing songs in front of people.
And shows like that aren't just awesome because the talent is good, but it's an experience.
Yeah, yeah. And it was very strange, like it's very weird to like not play music with a PA or with speakers behind you,
Right.
so you can hear yourself, because I'm so used to like hearing myself through the monitors and amplifiers and everything all around me that, when it's just you there like playing and you don't even have a microphone in front of you there's no barriers between the people that
Right.
are listening to your music. It's very strange, like I had 2 experiences in a very short period of time that were kind of similar to that. One was that show, the Roll Fast show, and that was very much stripped down. It was just, the
Peeled back.
yeah, there's probably
Intimate
like
show.
10 people there, and I'm just playing my songs for them. And then shortly after that, I went up to Waco and I performed on a live TV show in front of an audience of about there was probably, it was sold out, so there was probably like 50 or 60 people, and they're literally like 5 feet in front of me in like the round, so, and it was just the opposite experience where it was
Right.
like, I was like, man, this is like so different than anything that I've ever done. Like people paying money to see you play, and I was the opening act, so,
Wow.
and
That's awesome.
there's like all these like cameras around and it's being broadcast, and I'm just like, so it was like, it went from like being like a super relaxed playing for friends thing to big playing for strangers who
Being
paid.
the entertainment dude.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was like,
stepping it up.
It was a very different experience, but like two very cool things, but on different opposite ends of the spectrum.
But I imagine that's got to help keep it interesting. You
Oh,
know?
for sure,
I
for
mean,
sure.
I don't know. At this stage in the game, I live for the experience of things, and I think that is awesome. How much fun that is.
Oh yeah, it was a ton of fun, and it wasn't something that I was doing like I'm at the point in my career where I'm not like chasing a record deal or trying to go on tour. I'm just trying to play shows in front of different audiences,
Right,
for
right.
different people, so like I'm happy to just find these different experiences and these different people to play for.
Well, you're doing a great job because I'm seeing you more and more, and you're keeping busy, and your schedule's moving along.
Oh yeah.
And so grateful that you make time to be here with us in the studio on Sundays when we record. It's awesome. Now, I want to ask you about your music. I want to ask you about the genre. You said singer-songwriter, kind of Americana, folk.
Yeah, I would call it. I guess if you had to put it in a category, you would call it Americana. I have two different things. I have my solo stuff, which I would categorize as Americana.
Right.
And then I have my full band stuff, which I call it alt Americana, because
Right.
we're like a rock band, So
Well,
we're like,
Ash adds quite a bit to that.
yeah,
to
yeah,
that setting.
So we're just, but it in its base element, it's storytelling with guitars, so.
So, how do you determine the different gigs? Do some places require a full band? Or
Yeah, it's it just depends on the venue. Some places want full bands with drums and guitar and bass and whatever, and then some places like they just want like a dude in the corner with an acoustic guitar, and I fill that.
so you
role.
were the dude in the corner.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. I'm a dude in a corner 90% of the time.
I have to tell you, I recently had Ray Prim on the show, and he was talking about he was a dude in the corner in a setting, and it ended up, Jamie Lee. Jamie Lee Curtis
Jamie Lee Curtis, yeah.
was a person that saw that dude in the corner. So,
Yeah.
those experiences are just as righteous as the other ones.
For sure.
So what all do you have your hand in here? What all do you do with your creativity?
Well, songwriter,
Right.
band leader. I have a band that I am trying to get out there and get into the world. I've worked as a filmmaker. For many years I worked in film. I did lighting, I did sound, I did camera operator, I did editing. I even wrote a movie that got...
Watch it. I'm taking notes here.
Yeah.
We need a monkey man for the ladder here.
Yeah. Well, my friends and I, we wrote a movie and produced it and filmed it, and it got
Yeah.
distribution, After I did that, I did stand-up comedy for like 6 years.
That is wild to me, okay? Because I've heard stories. That's how you and Toby and Jeremiah met and doing comedy. And I'm like, I hear you and I believe you. It isn't that I doubt you. I'm just having difficulty putting that through. Like, what filter do I put that through? I don't know.
It's just it just feels like it was a different person.
Lifetime ago?
Yeah, well, I probably haven't done stand-up now in almost 10 years, I guess.
It has to be such a hard thing to do.
Well, stand-up is so hard because you just fail at it so much. Even when you're doing good, you're still kind of failing, And it takes so long to get good at it, and then to get people to pay attention to you, that it's just hard, and it's hard on your brain. It makes you depressed and sad all the time, you know, and then
Wow.
your friends who started after you move past you and they start becoming more successful, and you're still doing the bad open mics and still struggling, and it just becomes hard to just continually like get yourself up to go and do it every time,
Right.
you know. And eventually I was just like, I don't like being unhappy all the time. Like doing stand-up was
Thank
making
you for
me
making
unhappy.
that choice, because, you know, maybe it just wasn't your calling.
Yeah.
And that's why you were dwelling in that pot maybe of, I mean, I don't know. I haven't spoken with many comedians to know the depth of the frustration and the levels of that well. I can't touch that, but I feel like if you're doing something that you're called to do, or, you know, living in that moment, if it depresses you, that I feel like it wouldn't be your calling. You know what I mean? Because following your passion should make you happy.
Well, I think a lot of it has to do with just the idea that you have to suffer for your art, you know? And a lot of comedians especially really buy into that whole notion that you have to suffer and you have to pay your dues in the worst ways possible to be successful.
Wow, that mindset is so hard for me to grab.
Yeah, it's such a negative space to be in. It really is a negative space to be in. And you know, I know a lot of comedians and none of them are happy. It's just how it is, you know. And I know a lot of musicians who aren't happy
I'm going to clap louder
too,
now.
but
When I go to those open mics, I'm going to clap louder and harder. And
yeah, it's a hard thing to wrap your brain around. And for me, it was hard because I didn't start doing stand-up until I was like in my 30s, you know, which is way late in the game to try and...
It's kind of impressive, though, that you decide in your 30s that you're going to stand in front of a room full of judgmental people. And they truly are judgmental, because you're either going to make them laugh or you're not. They're going to find you funny or they're not.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they're wearing their expression, or their body language is letting you know if you're receiving, you know, like what you're receiving from them.
Yeah.
That's kind of ballsy at you know, that later in life to think, okay, I'm going to put myself out there like that.
Yeah, and I was very ambitious too. Like I didn't want to just do like local open mics. I like wanted to be like the guy on TV.
Nate Bargatze.
Yeah, you know, I wanted to like figure out how to be a big time comedian, and so I just, you know, the only way that I could figure out to do it was just to do it.
Right.
You know, so I just started like doing open mics, and you know, and it became so consuming. You know, it was like open mics like 5, 6 nights, 7 nights a week.
Wow.
Going Austin, San Antonio, East Texas, wherever I could go, Waco, wherever I could go just to get a chance to perform in front of people. But, you know, ultimately, I just realized at one point that I was just like, I'm not happy doing this, and I'm not willing to put in any more time that is required of me, you know, because I have 3 kids and I'm married, you know, so I have a family, and my family is great. I love my family. I'm not one of those people who are like, oh, I can't wait to get on the road and get away from the old ball and chain, you know. Like, I love being around my family. So, you know, to me, it was just a lot easier just to not do it.
Yeah.
You know, and I'll be honest with you, I made more money in my first probably month of being a musician than I made in the entire like 8 years that I did comedy.
So tell me about the musician phase then. Have you always played music, or is this another 30-something endeavor?
I started playing guitar when I was like probably 16 or 17. Like a family friend just gave me a guitar because he knew I liked music, and he was like, here you go, check this out, see what you can do with this. So I like taught myself to play, and then as I got out of high school and I met other musicians, we formed bands, and from the time I was like probably 18 until I was in my like mid-20s, I played in rock and roll bands. You know, I lived in the Waco area, and we played music up there, and we'd drive to Dallas and play to empty bars in Dallas, you know. And one time we were playing at a place in Fort Worth, and Dimebag Darrell came in. He just came in, like he owned the bar, I guess.
Oh, wow.
And we were just there playing, and he just came in, and like our other guitar player like freaked out and had him like sign his amp and whatnot. You know, it was like a
Sure.
cool experience. But you know, we were just dumb kids just playing music, and you know, I played in a bunch of different bands here or there. But then I went to college, and I went to college in my mid-20s. Like I didn't go to college when I was 18. I didn't go to college until I was like 24, 25, you know. So that's when I got into the production stuff when I was in college. And after I graduated, I was kind of like, my wife and I, we have like 2 kids now, so I have to like be an adult. So that's when I started trying to get into like production. You know, right after college, I worked for a lady doing like developing some stuff for her. She was like selling, like, I guess you would call them go bags for survival stuff. You know,
Okay.
where people have like food and water and
Sure.
you know, but it was like a kit she was selling. So that was like my first job out of college, was like creating media for her.
Okay.
And then that quickly went away, and then I was like, okay, now what do I do? You know, so I met some people in college, and we eventually like made a production company and just started like trying to make movies and TV shows and commercials, and you know.
So, Richard, website, where can people check your schedule or see where you might be? Or
Well, I have a website, therichardwatsonmusic.com, where you can keep up with my dates and you know, check out all of my music and whatnot. And then I have Facebook and Instagram are both at The Richard Watson Music.
So, all right, folks, we have teased you long enough. Next time you see Richard, he is going to be on set here with his band. And yeah, hope you enjoy. I know you will. Stay tuned.
Hey, Richard.
Oh, hey, you just caught me doing my makeup before my big performance here on the Creative Cornerstone here. Yeah, very excited to perform and play a bunch of songs from, you know, my previous records and, you know, have a good time. Play with the smoke machine.
You do it all. You do it all here at Creative Cornerstone.
I do what's necessary.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
We appreciate you for it.
Well, thank you.
Catch you in a few.
Hey y'all, I'm going to start y'all off with a song from my most recent record. This is a song called Say a Few Words, and it's just a song about catching up. 1, 2, 3. Well, I've been dreaming about you. You've been dreaming about me. And all the places we'll go, and all the devils we'll see out the car window and underneath tall trees. 'Cause I've been dreaming about you. You've been dreaming about me. Well, maybe you could stand up and say a few words to the road. Tell us how you feeling, baby, what the hell you been up to? 'Cause it feels so good to see your face again. Well, I've been dreaming about you. You've been dreaming about me. Your hands in the dark. I miss the buzzing of the bees. And I can never let you go. You're like a memory on the breeze. 'Cause I've been dreaming about you. You've been dreaming about me. Well, maybe you could stand up and say a few words to the road. Tell us how you feeling, baby, what the hell you feels so good to see your face again. So damn good to see your face again. Oh, where have you been? Well, maybe you could stand up and say a few words to the room. Tell us how you feeling, baby, what the hell better do? 'Cause it feels so good to see your face again. So dang good to see your face again. Always good to see your face again. Probably one of my favorite nights that I ever had, you know, just hanging out with my friends, going to shows, doing things, you know, just reminiscing about the good old days. So this is a song called A Favorite T-Shirt. Well, my favorite T-shirt, it keeps falling apart. The seams come right into. I bought it at a show 4 years ago from a band that made me think about you. From a band that made me think about you. We had a $7 beers and $3 shots. We were drunk before the local band started. Just a couple blurry pictures on the internet. A couple of our friends might have hearted. That a couple of our friends might have hearted. Saw a couple drunk guys in the parking lot. They were fighting over a garden wood. It was none of my business, but it sure was fun watching them mix it up. We were watching them mix it up. Well, my baby had a gig, she said you couldn't come. Nearly broke my heart in two. I was halfway done with the second song, up and all I saw was you. In a band shirt I bought for you. Well, Friday night may seem alright, but I'm just trying to get through. Hey, wasted damn sure you'd say, but I'm just trying to get through. Who said they remind me of you? Who said they remind me of you? Oh, Friday night may seem alright, but I'm just trying to get through. Hey, wasted damn sure you'd say, but just trying to get through. Who said they remind me of you? Who said they remind me of you? Well, my favorite T-shirt, it keeps falling apart. Seams come right in two. I bought it at a show 4 years ago. Band that made me think about you. From the band that made me think about you. From the band that made me think about you. All right, this next song is a song I wrote a few years back. This is about one of my favorite movies. This is a modern day retelling of the Beetlejuice mythology. This is a song that I wrote where if I was going to make a Beetlejuice movie, this is the story. It's called 1985. I've got secrets, I've got gold. She's my weakness, but I'll never let her know. But I wouldn't blame her. She wants to leave, 'cause she's not the type of girl who suffer, who's like me. 'Cause nothing feels better than a secret, little white lies. We're gonna stay here forever. There's one of us too afraid to die. One of us is too afraid to die. One of us is too afraid to die. She's got secrets locked in a box. Pretty handwriting on a note telling me I've got to know. But I wouldn't blame her. She wants to leave, 'cause she's not the type of girl who suffer, who like me. 'Cause nothing feels better than a secret, little white lie. We're gonna stay here forever. There's one of us too afraid to die. One of us is too afraid to die. One of us is too afraid to die. Well, 1985 was a pretty good year till we drove off the grid by the East Brighton Pier. Well, 1985 was a good year for gold. Till we drove off the bridge by the East Brighton Coast. Nothing feels better than a secret, little white lie. We're gonna stay here forever. One of us is too afraid to die. One of us is too afraid to die. One of us is too afraid to die.
All right, so this next song that I'm going to play is a song from my first record, and it's one of the first songs that when I started playing it, like people enjoyed it and they would ask for it when I would play it, you know, play around and they would see me. So this is a song called Ghost. Song called Ghost from an album called Ghost.
Pretty pictures that you hung on the wall all faded, now it's starting to crack. Like the thing that you love the most, all knowing that you ain't coming back. But it's not your fault, she says, time that always wins. Nothing left but slamming doors, starting all over again. Nothing left but slamming doors, starting all over again. And these ghosts do not harm me. They do not whisper in my sleep. Just a bunch of sheets and hell kept us warm. Just a ghost of you and me. It's just a ghost of you and me. Pretty flowers that you're planting, y'all, Lord knows they've seen better days. Like the color that you brought in the world, all slowly now turning to gray. Now the rain don't come no more, but the flowers don't seem to mind. Like the thing that you love the most, all know they've been left behind. Like the thing that you love the most, all know they've been left behind. And these ghosts do not harm me. They do not whisper in my sleep. Just a bunch of sheets and hell kept us warm. Just a ghost of you and me. Just a ghost of you and me. Just a ghost of you and me. And I dream about the days when we were younger. And I look into your eyes with endless love. And I think about those nights things warmer. Lord, I think about those nights. I still think about those nights. How your ghost does not harm me. Does not whisper in my sleep. Just a bunch of sheets and never kept us warm. Just a ghost of you and me. It's just a ghost of you and me. It's just a ghost of you and me. It's just a ghost of you and me.
All right, well, this next song is another song from my first record. This is the first song that got played on the radio, and just out of the blue, this guy just called me up out of nowhere, and he was like, hey, I heard your song, and I love it. I want to play it on my radio show, and I thought that was awesome. And he played it, and
It was one of the first songs that anyone ever told me that was like a good song without me like knowing the person. You know, they just like randomly messaged me and told me that they liked the song. And I have played that pretty much at every show that I have ever played since then. And I'll do that again today. So let that be a message to you. Don't tell me a song isn't a good song if it's not a good song, because I will play it every show for the rest of my life. So anyway, this is a love song.
Love fell hard for a dark-haired boy. Love stole and kissed away too soon. Hand in hand, two fools on the run. They lit up the night underneath lover's moon. Love comes easy, but love goes hard. Love doesn't care for a bad attitude. Love packed her bags and she left hometown. 'Cause love always does what love wants to do. Love jumped a train heading west with a song, looking for questions to answers unasked. But trains ain't for fools, and love jumped the gun, wondering how she got so far off track. Love keeps rolling, love keeps trying. Love holds her breath 'cause she knows we're all dying. And love is impatient, love's running thin, and time is a liar in this. Is the end.
All right. Well, this next song is a song, another one from my first record, and it is a song about going back to your roots, I guess, going back home, seeing how little things change, you know. So this is a song called 300 Miles.
Miles is a long way to go just to find out who you were. And 22 years and there ain't change. Baptists still fighting their wars. Lord, the Baptists still fighting their wars. Well, summers are hot, winters ain't much better. Guess hell can't be far behind. And this is the place where you can go to get lost. Hope you don't lose your mind. Lord, I hope you don't lose your mind. And the church bells still ring for those who believe. But on Sundays they say, come see what we believe. Come see what we believe. Some days are the worst. We stare at these walls. Last night holds me trapped in this bed. Some days are the worst. We wander these halls. Ghost trapped inside his own head. Like a ghost trapped inside his own head. The church bells still ring for those who believe. But on Sundays they say, come see what we believe. Come see what we believe. Come see what we believe. Burying your ghost on the side of the road, that finger by the highway where you let me go, and you swore that you'd never come back in this town. I swore that I'd never come back in this town, but you lied. And the church bells still ring for those who believe. But on Sundays they say, come see what we believe. Come see what we believe. Come see what we believe.
All right, well, for my final song, I'll play you a song. This song has not been recorded anywhere yet. It will be on my future album to come out some time in the future. And this is a song about leaving your hometown and starting a new life and just getting up and going and, you know, entering the wild blue yonder without really a plan and just going out and living your life, and it's called Don't Wake Me.
She said, don't wake me when I'm dreaming. It might be the one where we get out. This town don't love me like it used to. Don't know words coming out of my mouth. And tell my friends that I'm gonna miss them. And tell them I'll call when I can get there. I ain't got no reason for leaving. Well, it's just good to know you still care. Cause I can't stop this blood from bleeding. Out here feeling up the seas. We're screaming to the trees we leave it. Gotta find some place we can breathe. And tell my mama I'm gonna miss her. And tell her I'll call when I can get in town. I ain't got no reason for leaving. Just know we made it out of here alive. Just know we made it out of here alive. Tell you you're not good enough. When I tell you you're not strong. When I tell you hey, your time is up. Let them know they were wrong. And tell my mama I'm gonna miss her. Tell her I'll call when I can get in town. I ain't got no reason for leaving. Just know we made it out of here alive. Just know we made said, don't wake me when I'm dreaming. It might be the one where we get out.
Richard, that was amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It was wonderful. It was wonderful. Had a real good time.
Let's address the fact that we had a really great break here. So enough time to be able to change clothes,
Shave a mustache, gain like 5 pounds.
and chat a bit. Actually, Richard was generous enough to be able to do this in a couple of segments for us due to scheduling conflicts and, I don't know, miscellaneous surgeries by band members.
Yeah, a lot of things came up between the end of the interview and the recording here. This was like 6 weeks later. So
Yeah.
it's- But I'm glad and thankful for the opportunity to come and come play music and be on the show. So
And he's
fun.
being very modest about just coming and playing and being on the show because he does all things in the background. Jeremiah does all things in the foreground and some in the background. Creative's Cornerstone, we are an eclectic mix of people, skills, talent, what have you. Richard, before we end this thing, please tell everybody where they can find you, find out about your music, see where you're going to be playing, all
Sure.
things.
Yeah, you can find me online at therichardwatsonmusic.com, or you can find me on Instagram and Facebook at therichardwatsonmusic, or you can find me at the Lockhart City Park pond. That's where I like to do my fishing at. So you can come and meet me up there.
Hang out and ooh and ah over the guppies.
Yeah, there are no guppies, only catfish. Very ugly, stinky catfish, but tasty.
Tasty. All right, till next time. See you later. Bye.
We hope your new realtor plays drums in a band. We hope your new dentist is its front man. We hope live music always makes you proud. Just don't call the cops if you think it's too loud. South by South by South by Southwest. We hope you'll like it so much you'll move here just